Testing, testing. Okay, let's go. Testing, testing. Is the sound on? Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay. All right. Slide. All right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Habashim Yahshua Barakathum to the brothers. Shalom, Yahshua Barakathum Yahshua to the sisters. We, the Isupk Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command and General Yohana. And we've been teaching the truth since 1969 that all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Now, today, Shalagi, there's been a lot going on, this past week. I've been seeing a lot of strange news about California. We'll get all into it, right? California pushing this homosexual agenda, right? I'm gonna touch on Disney too, right? Shalom, Lord in Christ. We got Priest and Officer Arak from Vegas. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. Salakia. One of the things I wanted to go over today is to debunk all you fake Christians out there who love to sit here and say that the law is done away with. Yeah, okay. I also want to go over some other things as well. Things we I say for the Sabbath service, right? We always go over prayers. One of those prayers, Psalms 83, we're actually going to talk about that today, right? We're not just going to go over it in the prayers, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the crafty counsel that these other nations have made against us, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indigenous people, man. If I could, real quick, I want to share something with everybody before we start with class. I shared a video, right? Shared a video on TikTok, right? And it was a video that I came across. Someone posted a collage of videos exposing Africans. You know, the ones that Negroes love to compare themselves to. You love to say that you're African, you came from Africa, you're Egyptian, and all this other crap. So in this video, the Africans that you love so much were exposing that there is a difference between real Africans and Negroes. They admitted to selling us out of Africa. They've even admitted to selling us out of Egypt, specifically Egypt. And I'm like, hold on now. Wait a minute. Wait, I could have sworn, I thought we were all African. Negroes love to say, but we're African. We come from the motherland and, all this other stuff. Okay, what Africa ever do for you? I know y'all love Barack Obama, right? Barack Obama this, Barack Obama that. Barack Obama, all he did was just legalize gay marriage. But what he ever do for the black community? Y'all love that movie Black Panther. Y'all always want to talk about that. I've been seeing so many Jakes in the world, especially Judites, Salakia, who will say, what's that line? I forgot the line verbatim, but it's the one with Killmonger and T'Challa in the movie. And it was saying something about when the child is rejected from the village, he'll burn it down, or some crap like that, right? Trying to push this African agenda on the tribe of Judah. Not just Judah, I'll say Benjamin, right? Our West Indian brothers, our Ephraimite brothers and sisters, right? They always do this to us. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things today, right? Because I shared that video. I shared a lot of videos, right? I made the video exposing that Africans are different from so-called Negroes, right? You want to know what happened? TikTok took it down. Said it was a community violation. It was a hate speech. which was very strange considering that I didn't even talk throughout the video, little minute-long video. It took it down because it exposed the truth that there is a difference between Negroes and Africans. That's Crafty Counsel, man. That's just one example. We're going to talk about more today. Salakia. With that being said, Shalom, Lord Christ. Ottawa, Priest, Nosa 5,000. Shabal, holding it down in Vegas. Shalom, Lord Christ. It's a mighty man right there. All right, now, well, we'll kick things off, right? We'll speed things up. So with that being said, as you can see the title, right? Crafty Counsel and the law is not done away with. Salakia. I am sick and tired of hearing that mess from Christians, man. Christianity is, my personal opinion, the biggest drug that's ever been plagued on Israel. Even more than real drugs. Crack cocaine, weed, Percocets, Molly, Xanax, all that stuff. Christianity is a hell of a drug. Salakia. All right, now with that being said, before I begin the class, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And with that, Amadium, just me up here. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. See, somebody put a precept already. Oh, don't worry. We definitely going to get to it. We're gonna cover a lot of things today. It's a lot. Amadiam upon Yahakwadam, which means to stand and face the east. As usual, sisters, remember to have your heads uncovered when doing the prayers. Salagia. Sisters, remember to have your heads covered. I got that backwards. When doing the prayers. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. Salagia. I'll actually talk about that during class too. I know some people have been asking some questions about that. So we'll kick things off. We'll get started with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Latamanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasaiwan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wataparath, Lawalumyam, Amen. Now this is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Latananawa, Hakak, Hakak, Dwarapa'ah, Call, Makalah, Wakal, Matawa, Hakak, Matahar, Ha, Matazariah, Hakak, Lahakwaya, Hamathim, Hakak, Aya,
Rakawaf. Atama Allah, the God Shun, Ba Hashem, Yahushai, throw water, Amun. Now Hakak, which is the power in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak ta Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa Miyaka Allah, wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyan, Ha Sarunya, Ha Kwatazayoyan, Ha Kayayoyan, Waha Akwatyan, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahushai, throw water, Amen. Now the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121, slang. In the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Hahoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoya, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ba'arataza, Ayatan, Amawat, Bagorka, All, Yanawam, Shamorka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashun, Shawamar, Dasharala, Yahweh, Shamorka, Yahweh, Tazorka, Oyad, Yamyamka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wairach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamorka, Makor, Rai, Yashamar, Atmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawa'atka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Awalam. Now in the English, Psalms 121, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all, Damaya, Laka, all, Lakarash, all, Lashakwat, all, Kaya, Awayabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Ayam, Amaka, Ya'ayamwa, Sawada, Waita, Daitazawa, Ayam, Tazapamonika, Amowa, Lakawa, Munakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Iwada, Kaya, Naitazawa, Laba, Yakarwa, Ayaka, Baryaf, Yakarathwa, Ahaya, Adawam, Wa, Yashama Alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyim, Gabor, Wa'amawad, Wa Malak, Palashah, Amishabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Iowa, Zawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamagyam, Kasayat, Sara'at, Kayabyam, Manakor, Koyashwan, Nashamarwat, Bayan, Da'arat, Hayawa, Da'ma, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawat, Kai, Kairab, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakaza Zor, Manai, Kol, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amoa, Nayarasha, Lanawat, Af, Naawaf, Alahayim, Alahayim, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakal, Slakia, Wa, Kalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Kun, Thardatma, Basa'irika, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyahum, Palawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Adi'ai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Daiwa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Iwan, Alcohol, Harataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Salaki. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, it's like with the inhabitants of Tyre. A soul also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Ored, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Slide. Second.
All right, you may be seated. Now, I know we just went over the prayers, right? We went over Psalms 83 just now. However, like I said, we're actually going to give a breakdown of everything today. You know, we always talk about the prayers. We always do the prayers, but let's actually take a second to realize what we're actually talking about, right? Let's see, just give me 1 second. Just log in. I almost forgot how to do this. Let's see. I think it's okay. There we go. All right. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna go over Psalms 83 in the Hebrew real quick, right? Let's actually dissect what's being said. Talk about a couple things today. So Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, first 7 verses. Alahayim all damayalaka, all takarash, wa all tashakwats, all kaya hana, awayabyaka, yahama yawan, ra'ash, il amaka, ya'ayam wa sawada, wa'ita, yatazawa, il tazapawanyaka, amarwa, lakawa, wanakakidam, magoya, wala'a yazakar, sham yasharala, abada, kaya, natazawa, laba, it's like Yakadwa, Ayaka, Barayath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Yashama Alim, Mawa'aba, Wahagorium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashath, Am Yashabia, Tazawar. It's like it was a little easier for me to read today since it's right here. It's like it. But so we can knock that one out easy, right? Give me more time to talk about this. So now let's talk about Psalms 83. We'll talk about a few things, right? So, first thing, Psalms 83. Those of y'all who are tuning in on TikTok, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83. Keep not thou silence, O God, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Now, this is the one that I wanted to talk about, right? Crafty counsel. Now, here, right, in the school, we already know we have enemies. All right, it's Satan, right? All them demons, your friends, your family that you think are your friends, your family. Really, they have a demonic spirit on them, right? But also these other nations, right? We can sit here, you know, I talk about it. I talk about this quite often with other people, right? And they always want to stick up for every other nation out there. They want to stick up for Caucasians and, you know, the colonizers. They want to stick up for Africa. They want to say that that's the motherland. Crazy because, like I said earlier, I revealed a video, right, that I seen somebody post on TikTok, right? I wanted to share it and show the true nature of these Africans that y'all love so damn much, because they have admitted to owning Negro slaves. You don't even have to listen to what I'm saying. Like I say all the time, you can do your research. Okay, Africans owned and sold Negro slaves. It wasn't just the white man going over there and taking us and capturing us. No, we were sold off. We were sold off. The Negroes, not the Africans, the Negroes. Who called you African American? Really think about that for a second. Who called you African American? America. Before it was Afro American, and then it was black, and you know they got all different types of names for you. But they called you African American. The ones who captured you, the ones who had you in bondage, the ones who enslaved you. Do you really think that America is going to sit here and tell Negroes and Hispanics and indigenous people that you are Israelites? Absolutely not. Why would they tell you that? If they tell you that and you start reading about Israel, you're gonna be like, oh snap, that's us. We God's chosen people. Oh, we gotta separate from them. They don't want that. No, they want integration. They want integration. That's why I preach so much about separating, because these other nations have taken crafty counsel against you, and they do it in so many different ways. One of the basic ones, calling Negroes African, and it's so simple, right? It's this is why I say that's why it says crafty counsel. because it's so simple to do, but it's so effective. Why? Well, let's talk about Israel, right? We come in all different shades, right? The Lord said that my heritage is made unto me as a speckled bird. A speckled bird has many different shades, right? Different dots, stuff like that. Point being is, it's not about the way you look. People get too caught up in that. It's not about the way you look. It's about your lineage. We have 12 tribes. Do you think all 12 tribes looks the exact same as the next? Even within the tribes, I've met Issacharites, so-called Mexicans today. I met some that look more like me. They got an afro, woolly hair, they have a darker skin tone, and then I met Issacharites who are extremely light with straighter hair. You get what I'm saying? It's not always about the pigment of your skin. No. There's different shades of brown, y'all. I don't know who told you this, but there's different shades of brown. And I know some people still gonna be like, well, you know, the Latinos, they don't like us. Look, Salakia, I gotta call out my own tribe real quick. Judah, you not slick. Judites are outside of the school, of course, in the world, are extremely racist, not just to other tribes, but to their own tribe. You know how many times, you know, the dark skin versus light skin? You know, you can thank the white man for that. You know, turn the light skin versus the dark skin. They tell you, oh yeah, the light skinned Negroes, they in the house. The dark skinned Negroes in the field. You know, they put that idea of a social social status, right? You're better if you're lighter. You're inferior if you're darker. And that ideology still carries on today. You see so many Jakes in the world who argue amongst one another simply because you're a few shades too light, or vice versa. And it's not just in America, by the way. Oh, no, no, no. And a lot of our Central America and South American countries, right? Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, also in Colombia, Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago. My goodness, can I talk about Jamaica real quick? Salagia. I'm Judah, but my mother's side is Benjamin. You know, shout out to Trinidad. My point being is, it's so sad. This doesn't get talked about enough. Do you know that bleaching your skin for sisters is like very popular over there? Like, it's very popular. Like, sisters bleach their skin, and they do that because in their mind, well, light skin is better. Light skin is better. If I'm closer to being white, maybe I'll be pretty. Maybe I'll be accepted, right? They come up with all different reasons. Oh, you know, I have a skin. I forgot what it's called. The skin deficiency is when you get like spots on you or whatever. I seen one sister on TikTok, Salagia. She had one little mark on her, one little light spot, and she used that as, oh, okay, I got that one Salakia, one light spot. So let me make my whole body lights because I want to just match everywhere. Really, sis? You're not fooling anybody. No, you hate yourself. You hate yourself because you were taught to hate yourself. Because not just in America, but all over the world, there's this agenda being pushed of, oh, well, if you're dark, you're inferior. And that mentality plagues Israel. Because now you have a lot of darker skinned Hebrews who feel like, well, I'm inferior. I need to be lighter. You know, I'm not as pretty or as beautiful or as handsome as everybody else because I'm of a darker skin tone, right? That's why you see so many dark skinned sisters out here from all tribes, not just Judah. I'm talking about Issachar. I'm talking about our Puerto Rican sisters out there, our Colombian sisters. Little do y'all know there's dark skinned Colombians, there's dark skinned Brazilians, there's dark skinned Hondurians, there's dark skinned Salvadorians. Like, they ain't all just light skinned. Just letting you know, we all come in different shades, but they feel inferior and they don't feel pretty or beautiful. And vice versa. I see a lot of lighter skinned Hebrews who don't feel accepted within the community. Oh, my black brothers and sisters, they don't like me. They don't like me. I came out with a video not that long ago saying how Ephraim, who are the so-called Puerto Rican and Tainos today, they come in different shades. They come in different shades. That's just one tribe. Like, I'm not. That's Israel altogether. But I just use that one as an example, right? Because that's like the main stereotype for Puerto Ricans today. They come in all different shades. And I seen so many Ephraimite brothers and sisters. The demon came out. They felt shunned. They felt ostracized. They felt like they weren't accepted by darker skinned brothers and sisters because, well, I'm too light. I look like a white man. Oh, Salakia, let's talk about it real quick. What's his name? Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, he an Ephraimite. He an Ephraimite. And people were, again, he's not in the school, he's in the world and stuff like that. I'm just using him as an example. But my point being is, the brother wanted to get braids. Brother wanted to get braids, right? He got some, I forgot the hairstyle he had, but he had some braids in, and people were losing their minds. Like, what they call him, a culture vulture. I'm like, what? Like, he's just a light-skinned brother. Like, he naturally got a fro. He got a fro. Brother can't get cornrows? He can't get cornrows? Really? He's a culture vulture? No, he's a brother just like you and me. And he's accepting his culture as far as the hair, at least. He's still in the world. He's a celebrity, Salakia, but I just wanted to use that as an example. But why are we like this today? Why are we so prejudiced against one another today? Why are we so racist towards our own people today? It's because your oppressor taught you that, right? For example, all right, I have a lot of Gadite brothers that I'm very close with. You know, shout out to the tribe of Gad, right? So-called native indigenous people today. And I'm very close with these brothers, you know, hang out with these brothers, right? And I see a lot of people getting upset because I stick up for native indigenous people, right? And they say, oh, well, did you know that native indigenous people owned Negroes as slaves? Do you know that they don't even like us? Little do you know, first and foremost, read a little deeper into your history. The reason why they own Negro slaves is because the white man taught them how to do that. Oh, and just so you know, it wasn't just Native Indians. No, they had Negroes owning Negro slaves. We call that a coon or a house Negro today. I always use this one. Samuel L. Jackson. What's another one? Y'all watch Boondocks. Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus swearing that he a white man, right? He loves the oppressor. Now that was made as a joke, but you know anybody that watched Boondocks knows that a lot of those stereotypes in there are people like that to this day. Trust me, I've met plenty of Judites who still think like that today. They think the oppressor is superior and you know all this other stuff, right? And they will turn their back on their own people to be with their master. They do that today. They hate their own people. And they'll enslave their own people. It's written throughout history, right? My point being is, who made us do all this? Who taught us to hate one another? Who did that? Before we was chilling. Yeah, you know, Israel, we had some beef here and there once upon a time ago, you know. But that all eventually got squared away, or, you know, so we thought. And then here come the oppressor. And why did this all happen? This is why I also titled the class as far as the law is not done away with, because we broke the law. All these things happened because we continuously broke the law. You could read of brothers in the Bible who broke the law, other than Yahushua Mashiach, of course. But every other brother, I know, don't get it twisted, great brothers, Aaron, Moses, Solomon, David, Samson. I mean, the list goes on. But somewhere, some way, these brothers had a moment where they fell off, right? Some of them died for it, by the way. Some of them died for it. That's a fact. Just like how brothers and sisters die today for doing drugs, smoking cigarettes, you know, that leads to cancer, celebrating pagan holidays. I know y'all saying, well, how does celebrating a pagan holiday kill you? You know how many shootings happen on Christmas and on Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is so disrespectful, by the way. You're glorifying the colonization of native indigenous men and women. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. Halloween, I mean, look at it. It's devilish as hell. That's when the ghouls and goblins come out and you dress as demonic figures. And, like, come on, man. The whole thing is satanic. I think, what was it? The Church of Satan even said, I'm glad that, you know, America celebrates at least one of our days. Satan gets praised one of our days. It's Halloween. Like, come on, man. It's right in front of you. My point being is, these people have taken crafty counsel against us. So let's keep reading. The book of Psalm chapter 83, let's go to verse 4. They have said, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Sound familiar? You'll get called everything else other than what you are. You'll get called African. They'll call Hispanic Spaniard. Oh, they're the descendants of Spaniards. Really? How is that even possible when Mexicans were here before they were? That don't make no sense. Who called them Mexican? The Aztecs and the Mayans and the Yucatan, they were all here before the Spaniards came along. Remember that, okay? There were natives, the Taínos and the Arawak Indians, they were already here, okay? And not just in North America, they were in other locations as well. I found out that there were Taínos and Arawak Indians in Trinidad and Tobago before the Spaniards, before Christopher Columbus. You get my point? Who called you these things? Who took crafty counsel against you? They constantly plot against you. Why do you think they put a lot of these corner stores with cigarettes in predominantly minority-based communities? Why do you think that they systematically put abortion clinics in predominantly black communities and Latino communities? Look at our communities. When you drive down in certain areas, right? Every state is like this, not just California. Every state is like this. You got your rich white-ish area, right? And then you drive to the hood, and what do you see? Blacks and Latinos and Native Indigenous people. Who lives on reservations? Indigenous people, right? You go up to New York, you got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Brazilians, Honduran, right? Panamanian, and of course the Negroes. We all over the damn place. All over the place. But we all live in the hood, right? Now I know some people will say, well, there's a few Caucasians that live there. Yeah, a few. They're not the majority though. You go to their neighborhoods, it's nice and clean, and they got the big houses, and they're doing well within their community. That's another thing we got to do. We got to stop individualizing people, right? Perfect example. I was talking to brothers and sisters earlier about the Africans. And some of them will say, well, no, not all Africans think like that. Some of us want us to come back to the motherland. And, some of them are very, very kind. Look, I'll be honest with you. I have met a lot of actual Africans, real Africans. Some of them were very kind. Very kind. They didn't hurt me. They didn't put hands on me. Just like how every Caucasian person does not put hands on me. You get my point? It's not about that. Just because a predator isn't biting you right now doesn't make it any less of a predator. I've seen documentaries, I watch Animal Planet, all that stuff. There'll be a leopard and there'll be a gazelle right there with it. The leopard sometimes let the damn gazelle go. Why? I don't know. It's a leopard. It's an animal. I don't know. But my point is, it could have easily killed it. Does that make it not a carnivore anymore? Does that make it any less of a leopard? No, it's still a predator. If it wanted to kill it, it would. No. You know what some of the best predators out there are? Some of the best predators, right? It's not the ones that hunt you. It's not the ones that hunt you. It's not the ones that gather together and jump you, right? No. The best predators are the ones that lure you towards them and make you feel safe and secure. You drop your guard down. You're vulnerable. Sound familiar? They call it a serpent, but really that's just a slang term for a snake. It really was a man that did what? He beguiled Eve. Sound familiar? Remember, he didn't go to Adam. He didn't go to Adam. He went to Eve, and he went to Eve when she was alone, by herself, when she was vulnerable. You get my point? It's food for thought. That's crafty counsel. That's strategic. That's a tactic. Okay? Let's keep reading. Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They are against you. Verse 7. Verse 6. The tabernacles of Edom. Who's Edom? Edom is Esau, the Edomites. And the Ishmaelites. Those will be your Arabians, right? Of Moab. Chinese. Remember, everybody had us at one point. Chinese owned Negroes as slaves at one point too. Not just the white man all the time. It's not just him. There's other people too, right? And the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon. Who's Ammon? So-called Japanese. You can read about that. They had Negro slaves too. It's not just North America, y'all. It was other people. Everybody had us at one point. Everybody. And Amalek and the Philistines, Africans. Amalek will be your fake Jews today, the Jewish. But they have the ish right there, right? With the inhabitants of Tyre. Everybody had us. Oh, wait, let's keep reading real quick. Assur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. Remember, we were mingling amongst the Midianites as well. Remember, we went to war with the Midianites and we sinned. Why? Because we were sleeping with Midianite and Moabite women. And we got punished for it. There was a plague that was put upon us. For all y'all who like to preach about interracial marriage, let me tell you something right now. You can't be pro-black if you out here clapping Becky, Salaki. You can't be out here talking about I'm for black and brown unity while you screwing Susan in the backyard. All right, you can't be pro Latino, pro indigenous, and you're sleeping with the oppressor. It doesn't work like that. You look like a joke. I'm gonna say what it is. Call a spade a spade. You're a spade. Okay? Perfect example. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter, a black woman. Who is that black woman married to? A Caucasian transgender woman who turned into a man. So not only is that interracial marriage, but you sleeping with the oppressor's daughter and you're a woman? But they say, oh, the old law was done away with. You can love who you love. Oh, really? Let's read something real quick. Let's drop this right. Let's go to Leviticus. Leviticus, let's go to verse 20. Actually, no. Let's see. Let me see something real quick. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 18. Let's do that. The book of Leviticus chapter 20, verse 18. And if a man shall lie with a woman, Slakia. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. That's not the one. I'm looking for Slakia. Give me 1 second. Mm-hmm. 22. Let's see, 18 and 22. Let's see. Okay, Salakia. The book of Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. It's an abomination unto the Lord, right? Y'all walking around, scared of COVID. You're scared as hell of COVID. You're walking around with a mask, but you'll stick your rod in a man. AIDS is still a thing, right? It's not a joke. I'm so serious. Like, who told you that it was acceptable to do that? The Most High said something else. And here's the thing. I want to make something very clear. If you are pro-LGBTQ or whatever that is, right? If that's what you choose to do, that's you. That's you. You get my point? If that's what you choose to do, then you chose to do that. What you will not do, however, you will not bring God into this. Do not bring God into this. Don't do but God loves everybody. But love is love. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you're going to get cut real quick. Because the Most High is against that. He is so against that. Because why are you complicating something that the Lord made. Last time I checked, it takes a man and a woman to make a child. It takes a man and a woman, okay? It takes a man having sex with a woman and putting his seed inside of her, and approximately 9 months later, a baby comes out. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Good night. I've seen quintuplets before. Hey, y'all got it. Slack. My point being is, it's natural. But now we live in a land of confusion. We live in modern day Babylon, right? The land of confusion where anything goes. You know, the Most High burned down Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Sent 2 angels down there and turned it into dust because of the wickedness that was going on in there. Because it wasn't just homosexuality, no, pedophilia, man on man, man on woman. I'm just like, woman on woman. Who knows? Man with beast. Who knows? Y'all probably thinking, oh, well, that probably wasn't happening, right? You're adding to scripture. Okay. Leviticus chapter 18. Let's go to verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself wherein. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is, oh, would you look at that? Confusion. Now, here's the thing. Why? Put it to you like this. Do you know why laws are made? You know why laws are made? They're put there to put you in check, to stop you from doing something. This is what some Christian pastors don't want to tell you. These laws were made because of what was going on. There's a reason why the law was made saying, hey, a man cannot lie with a man. There was a reason why the law was put there to say a man cannot lie with a beast and a woman cannot lie with a beast. Do you want to know why? It's because people were doing it. And they still do it today. Why do you think they try to normalize everything? They try to normalize any type of disgusting sexual desire that you could possibly think of. Right now, it's all LGBTQ. Salakia. Hold up. Let's talk about that real quick. For those of y'all who didn't know, in the state of California, they are now trying to make it to where if you identify as a non-binary or transgender or, bisexual in any of the list, right? You can qualify to get $900 a month. It hasn't been passed yet, right? But they're trying. They're pushing for it. And I read a little deeper into it, right? Because, you can't just read one thing and, automatically believe that it's true. I read a little deeper into it. And I found out that wasn't even the original use of those $900. But somebody in the LGBTQ community who was in charge of whatever little organization that they're in is strongly trying to push specifically for their people. Specifically. They said that they made the LGBTQ members a priority for the $900 a month. You can't tell me that they're not putting an agenda. Now you can get paid to be gay? Really? Really? Oh, that ain't good enough for you. I talked about this before. Disney done let's be real right now. Anybody who's a brother or sister, who's a parent especially, we already, what is it now? It's LGBTQIA. They're gonna keep adding letters. They're gonna keep adding, trust me. All right? Don't be surprised when they slide that letter P for pedophilia in there. It's already happening. Now my point being is, right, they'll tell you that, well, you can be born that way. It's not grooming. You can't teach a child to be that way. Let me tell you something. You can teach a child to do anything. They're kids. They're impressionable. Their brains are not fully formed yet. They'll follow whatever it is that you teach them. If you teach a 5-year-old how to dismantle a gun and reassemble it and shoot it, he'll be the best shooter ever. If you teach a little girl to be a ballerina at the age of 4, in 15 years, she'll be one of the best dancers ever. Get her into gymnastics. Why do you think a lot of kids why do you think a lot of parents who raise their kids to be athletes, they start them young? They start them young for a reason. You don't want to wait until they're 15, 16 years old. That's 15, 16 years wasted. No, you want to start them when they're young. You want to teach them how to read and write when they're young. You want to teach them how to be bilingual when they're young. because they're fresh. They're like a sponge. They take in anything, right? Studies show, I think it's between the ages of 1 and 5. It's like the range where you want to start teaching kids how to do stuff because it sticks with them for the rest of their life. That's why you see 6-year-olds who know how to play the piano by heart, right? You ingrain it into them because they're kids. So you can teach a kid to do anything, good or bad. If you teach a child, a little 4-year-old or 5-year-old boy that, hey, it's okay to wear dresses and tutus and you can be a princess and you can like boys, he's going to think that it's acceptable to like boys because you push that on him. And I know some people will say, well, you can push heterosexuality too. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because me being a man, my natural use is to get a woman pregnant. That's what my body was literally made to do. You can't do that with another man. It's impossible. Why do you think now, for those of y'all who don't know, you have men who are now transgenders and they identify themselves as a woman. They fly to different countries in order to get a uterus transplant. Again, anybody that's watching, don't believe me. I'm crazy. Remember, I'm loony. What's that other one I heard of? I'm a wabo. A wabo. For those of y'all who don't know, apparently it's a term that sadly our native indigenous brothers and sisters use to identify Negroes who think that they're not African, right? You get called all types of things, right? I'm crazy. Remember, I'm crazy. I don't know anything. I'm some loony dude. I need to be put in a straitjacket. Go find out for yourself. Do your research for yourself. Look up on the news for yourself. They'll tell you. It's just not being pushed out like that because, they want you to worry about Ukraine and Russia and all this other mess. That's what they tell you. My point being is they're taking Crafty Counsel because they're pushing an agenda on your children. Disney admitted to this. Anybody who's a parent, we all knew this. You look at TV, not even nowadays, even when I was a kid. Y'all remember Ren and Stimpy? I know some of y'all might remember Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I remember that cartoon. They had some sus stuff on SpongeBob, right? I hear you, brother. Why can't you just let them be who they want? Because they got to make them that way. They got to make them that way. Hey, look, Ren and Stimpy, look, as a kid, you don't really think about it, right? But Ren and Stimpy was gay. I don't know, look, I'll paint a picture for you, right? I still remember it. It was an episode, dude, I forgot the name, had a saw, it's a cartoon, he had a saw and he taped it to where his genitalia would be. And the other one had a log and he put it where his buttocks would be. And he was sawing the log in a motion of a thrusting motion as if he's penetrating that man. So like this has been going on forever. This has been going on forever, right? We were just too young to really know what was going on at that time. But now we're older, right? We're adults. We see what's going on. We've matured. And guess what? It's still happening to your kids. In fact, it's being pushed even more on your kids. Disney themselves, the company of Disney themselves, have admitted to pushing a gay agenda through their television series. They track how many kids watch it. They even made it to where they will no longer identify people as ladies and gentlemen in their theme parks. They were saying that the employees were saying that they're not gay enough. Like, come on, man. Come on. It's to the point now, like, they don't even try to hide it no more. They'll just tell it to your face, like, yeah, we push it. Like, what are you going to do about it? These are kids, man. These are children. Children. And you're admitting to grooming kids. And the sad part about it is they were laughing about it. They were laughing. I don't know the sister's name, but it's a sister from what she seems to be, and she works in Disney. And she was admitting to pushing the queer agenda through all of the television, right? Put this character here, put this character there. Oh, and they make damn well sure to make them minorities. They make sure to make them black or Hispanic. I haven't watched it, but apparently, what is it? The Proud Family? I used to like the Proud Family as a kid. Now, what do? Apparently, now they got a lesbian couple in there. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna watch it. All right. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remake. Now the girl who plays as Ashley, they identify her as bisexual. Come on, man. Another show. What was it? No, I don't think anybody watches this anymore. But it was. It's not Power. What is it? What's that show? If anybody could let me know. It's the one with Lucius Lyon and the Lions and stuff with Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson. I'm trying to remember who it is. But anyway, what's his name? Dave Chappelle was talking about him. Juicy Smollett or Juicy Smollett, whatever he calls him, right? They were trying hard to push that man-on-man agenda in there. They were pushing it hard. Then there was another spinoff. It's called Star. And they had a transsexual in there. They made sure to make it very well clear that it was a brother. They had another light-skinned sister in there. She identified as bisexual. All right. Oh, and then they had another brother who went by the name of Miss Bruce, who got with another brother. I mean, the list goes on, man. The list goes on. It's right in front of you, right? Empire. Thank you. The water. Empire. That's what it was. I had to remember what it was. Khan says, yeah, it was Empire. It was Empire. The water. I was trying to remember what the hell it was. That's how long it's been since I watched it. I used to watch it until they kept pushing that mess, and I was like, man, like I'm trying to enjoy the show. Why are they constantly pushing this? Crafty Counsel, right? Here's some things that they don't tell you, right? America is not afraid of a thug. They're not afraid of a gangster. They're not afraid of a Crip or a Blood, okay? They're not afraid of Latin kings. They're not afraid of a black or Latino gang. They're not afraid of you. They want you to be like that. Because when you're like that, what are you doing? You're killing one another. Oh, you from the wrong block. Oh yeah, we don't rock with them. Oh, you rocking the wrong colors, and they'll kill you. You don't even know that brother. You don't even know him. Little do you know, y'all could be best friends for all you know, and you're killing one another. Who taught you to be like that? Being a gangster ain't even a part of our culture. Our culture. Who were the first gangsters? Y'all love them. Your Al Capone, Scarface, the Italian mafia, right? We didn't invent drive-bys. No, that was them. They invented drive-bys, right? The idea of being rich and famous and chopping up lines of cocaine and having whores in the house, that was never us. Exactly. My whole point. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you something, man. That was pushed on us. Now we adopted the culture, and look how destroyed the black and Latino community is. Look how dumb we look. You think you hard because you kill brothers on a block and you think that's your set? You're not hard. You're an idiot. You don't run that block. The government run that block. You paying taxes to them right now. Every time you pay rent, you send it to your oppressor. That's not a flex. That's not a flex. You look dumb. You look like exactly what they made you to be, a murderer to your own kind. They're not afraid of you. No, what they're afraid of is you putting the drugs down. They're afraid of you putting the cigarettes down. They're afraid of a strong black household with a man and a woman. Why do you think they try to whore out our women all the time? Why do you think they push Cardi B and Meg the Stallion? Why do you think they push Nicki Minaj? Why do you think they push, before all that, it was Lil Kim. Now they're pushing Sweetie and City Girls. It's a hot girl summer. Why do you think they push that? Who do they push that on more than anybody else? Who do they push that on? Our women, black and Latino women. I know some of y'all be feeling like, oh, well, they're not. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, Negroes and Latinos, we the same people, all right? The only people that taught you different was the white man, okay? Because look who they go after all the time. I can't even go on social media without there being a sister that has a OnlyFans link in her bio every single time, and then have the audacity to have a scripture saying that she's a virtuous woman underneath. What kind of mess is that? Well, you ain't virtuous, sis. You out here giving box for everybody. You're not virtuous. You're not more precious than rubies. You want to know why diamonds are so valued? Because not everybody can have them. It's expensive. If everybody could have a diamond, the value wouldn't really be there. If everybody can have you, you're not special. I'm sorry to tell you that. But again, who taught you that? Who taught you to be that way? Your oppressor. How? By taking the father out of the household. They take the father out of the household. You have a single mom, right? She's depressed, she's sad, she's on drugs. Who knows? She's probably selling box on the side for all we know. Have a different man in and out of the house all the time. Father's in jail. Father's probably dead, or he's a deadbeat. And now you have no protection. And no thanks to all these other wicked brothers out here who lack a father figure as well and who are taught to be whoremongers, who constantly chase after whores and making whores out of sisters. That's why a lot of sisters today think, well, the only thing I'm good for is my body. I gotta look pretty. Don't have a skill set worth of nothing, but you look good. You look good. You're pretty. Nice hair. Nice body. Okay, look, laying on your back is not a talent. I'm sorry to tell you that. Sorry. They lied to you. That's why all these men will have sex with you, but they won't keep you. Before you know it, you'll be 60 years old and that box will be dried up. And you'll be alone or a single mother. I'm trying to help you out. Salakia. I'm just trying to tell you something, man. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you something. Salakia, give me one moment real quick, right? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's get Romans 1:25. So I didn't bring my notes today. Okay. All right, let's get the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 25, right? Romans chapter 1 verse 25. All right. Okay, book of Romans chapter 1 verse 25, and it says, who changed the truth of God into a lie? Meaning, who told you otherwise? Sorry to tell you this, but here in Isupk, the Commander General Yohana, we go by what the Bible says, okay? And the Bible says that a man has to be with a woman and a woman got to be with a man. Also, that a man is in charge of a woman in a relationship, right? It also says in the book of Deuteronomy, there shall be no whores amongst the daughters of Israel. It also says that there shall be no sodomites. For those of y'all who don't know what a sodomite is, it would be your, I got to be careful with my words. That would be your bundle of sticks today. Your FAGGOT. That's what that's talking about. Okay, from our West Indian or Caribbean brothers and sisters out there, a bati boy or a bati man. Okay, that's what that's talking about. The Lord don't want you to be none of that because it's unnatural. But right here in the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 25, it says, who changed the truth of God into a lie? Meaning, who told you that this is okay, right? And worship and serve the creature more than the creator. So you won't listen to the Most High. You won't listen to, y'all like to call him the invisible man, that created everything, but you'll listen to the people that colonized you? Really? Let's break something down real quick. I see all types of brothers and sisters, so-called black Negroes, you know, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Honduran, Dominican, our native indigenous brothers and sisters, Taino, right? I see all of it, right? All the tribes. And they'll sit here and say, yeah, you know, we don't rock with the oppressor. I don't like the white man. And da, da, da. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Most High in Christ, that's cool. That's cool. At least you know who your enemy is. That's cool. But then they celebrate birthdays. They'll have the little rainbow flag in their bio. Oh, really? I thought you didn't like the oppressor. So why are you practicing his ways? Answer me that. Because he pushes that. Why are you practicing his ways, yet you say you don't like him? Oh, another one for brothers. Let's see. You can next go live as a host. Hateful behavior. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Huh. Salakia, if anybody that's tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, I just went live on TikTok as well. And yet again, TikTok is on one because now they're telling me that what I just said was hateful. And now I can't go live. Salagi, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, Crafty Counsel at its finest. Crafty Counsel at its finest. You try to push the truth out, and then look what happens. You get shut down. Because where was the lie? Where was the lie of what I just said? These things don't happen within our communities. There isn't an agenda being pushed on our communities, on Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous people. Tell me I'm wrong. And look what happened. I'm surprised YouTube's still having me up here. So lucky. My point being is no sweat, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. But my point being is, who told you that the white man is correct and the Most High is not, right? Who said that it is okay to kill your brother? Who said that it's okay to be a thug? Who said that it's okay to have interracial marriages? Who said that it's okay to be a homosexual? You damn right, sis. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I want to say something else, but I got to make sure that my the YouTube video still stays up. If it was up to me, I'd say a lot worse, but I can't. Right? You see how we get shut down? Just the other day, I made a video about how Africans enslaved Negroes, how they sold us out of specifically Egypt. They said that, not me. They said that. And the video got taken down. They don't want you knowing who you are. They don't want you knowing who you are. And this is exactly why, because when you know who you are, now they got a reason to be afraid. Because now you know, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that stuff. I'm not going to associate with the LGBTQ community. I'm not going to be a thug. I'm not going to kill my brother. I'm not going to sleep with my brother's wife. I'm not going to sit here and celebrate pagan holidays. I'm not going to kill myself by smoking cigarettes and doing cocaine and crack and all these other drugs. I'm not going to do none of that stuff. That's what they're afraid of. And that was a prime example right there. Prime example. Hateful speech. I'm trying to unify black and brown people. I don't see how that's hateful. That's very interesting to me. And this is why I wanted to go over the next topic. The law is not done away with. Because right here, we just said the book of Romans, right? The book of Romans, this is in what you would like to call today in the New Testament. This will be in the New Testament saying, who changed the truth of God into a lie? The law ain't done away with. Now I'll go to probably one of the most famous scriptures for this, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. 15, book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. Let's see. Let's cover this one first, right? Let's clarify some things. Let's just remember who Yahushua Mashiach came for first. The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So we already know who Yahushua Mashiach has come for. It ain't for everybody, all right? I know Christians like to use this one, right? It's the precept where it says, neither Jew nor Greek. Little do you know there were Israelites that lived in Greece at the time. They were labeled as Grecian. They were Hellenized. That scripture is talking about Hellenized Israelites. Just like how in today, we live in America. I talked about this last class. America or American would be my nationality. That's not my ethnicity, though. I just was born in America. That's all it is. So now let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter, I believe it's 17. Let's see. I think it's 15 and 17. Give me 1 second. Chapter 5, verse 17. Slide. Book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse, where is it? 17. Now, the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17, it says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law." Meaning what? Look, Yahushua did not come to destroy the law. He didn't do away with the law. Everything that was spoken of beforehand is still in effect today. Because when we disobey all these things, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, where it talks about the curses, it tells you all the horrible things that's going to happen to you. And look at all the horrible things that's happening to us today because we choose to not follow the law. So it says, "Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Now, this is what Christians will do. They'll lock onto that word fulfill. Now, one of the meanings of fulfill is to complete. It also means to carry on, right? They'll try to use this and say, well, look, he completed the law. It's done away with. No, because it just said right before then, "Think not that I have come to destroy the law." Meaning, don't think that I've come to do away with the law. I'm not here to destroy anything. The law still stands. The law still stands, right? I've come to fulfill the law, meaning he came to do. He came to show us what it means to properly serve the Most High by being perfect in the eyes of the Lord. Like I brought up earlier, Aaron, Moses, David, Solomon, Samson, hell, even Elijah. Like there's plenty of brothers in the scriptures who did amazing things, but they also, they also messed up. They messed up, right? Solomon, we all know what he did. He's probably the most famous one. Started messing around with them heathen women, and he fell off. Started building temples for them and whatnot, right? David committed adultery, right, and got somebody killed because of it. You get my point. Moses was being disobedient. He didn't strike the rock like how he was supposed to. Slakia. He didn't speak to the rock like he was supposed to. He struck the rock. What did Aaron do? Aaron gave in and started building a false god, the golden calf, and had us worshiping it on an altar, right? Making a graven image of the Most High, which of course he's against. Samson was messing around with a Philistine whore. She was a prostitute. She was getting paid by the Philistines to have sex with Samson and to find out his weakness. And because of it, he got captured. He took the Philistines with him, but he died. He died because he was messing around with a prostitute. Okay? For any of my brothers and sisters that, live in the hood and whatnot, at least where I'm from anyway, we call it a lick. We call it a lick. Samson, he got hit with a lick. All right? They schemed on Samson. Okay, you know how you read about or hear about Salakia, brothers be, oh my gosh, brothers be in the world buying prostitutes or messing with some woman that he just met on Tinder or one of the little dating apps, thinking that he about to get some quick behind or whatever, and he goes and drives to her crib, goes over there, next thing you know, he winds up missing, or he gets robbed or shot or stabbed to death because they were waiting for him. Lure him in with a woman. That's all you got to do. Lure him in with lust. Lure him in with a big booty, and he'll come chasing for it. And then boom, he gets robbed. He dies. He winds up missing. Samson was one of the first licks. They set him up with a whore. a heathen woman at that. My point being is all these brothers did great things, but they all fell off at some point because they broke the law. And because they broke the law, they're not the king. Yahushua Mashiach is the king because he proved that he is worthy of that title because he was perfect. Nobody else was. We didn't always keep the whole law. That's what a lot of people don't understand, right? People want to talk about Moses and all these other people. Okay, that's great. But you need to focus on what the Lord says, not always what a man does. All right? And if you want to follow an example, follow Yahushua Mashiach because he didn't slip up. He was perfect through and through. And he suffered temptation just like the rest of us. You think Yahushua wanted to die? No. You don't think Yahushua had a moment where like these ungrateful niggas? You don't think he had those moments where he was like, man, I'm tired of y'all. Y'all plotting against me. Y'all trying to kill me. Remember when he told them fake Israelites that, oh yeah, you serve your father, the devil, right? In the book of John. That's who you serve. You say that you from the seed of Abraham, but yet you trying to kill me. That's not what Abraham would do. That's not what the seed of Abraham would do. He had to call them out right there. You don't think he was tempted? You don't think he was angry? You don't think he was fed up? You don't think he was tired of going to what we call it today, camp, and getting stones thrown at him, probably getting spat on, yelled at, right? But he still did it. He didn't make excuses. He just did it. Even when he spoke to the Most High and was wondering if is there any other way that I can complete this mission, the Most High ain't even answering. And he could have disobeyed. Yahushua could have said, man, I ain't doing this. Nope, he still did it. That's a perfect brother and what we should strive for. Because the law says that you can't sleep with another man's wife. That you can't. Let's talk about the ones that most people don't talk about. Committing incest. This is a touchy one because I don't think this gets talked about enough. Believe it or not, there are Jakes out there who are committing incest. Perfect example, tribe of Simeon, right? Dominicans, right? You know how many stories I hear, not just Simeon, by the way. I'm just using this as an example. You know how many Dominican sisters I've met in my life who have said that their uncles have tried to touch them, that their uncles get a little too drunk and they try to have sex with them. That's disgusting. It ain't just Simeon. I'm just using that as an example. It's all the tribes, right? And nobody talks about it. So when you say the law is done away with, you're saying, oh yeah, well, you can commit incest. What? I could smoke weed. I could kill my brother. All I gotta do is believe in Christ. Okay, well, if you believe in Christ, you would believe that he did not do away with the law, because we just read it in the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. No, you're a Christian. That's what you are. You're a Christian. You're a Christian that loves your oppressor and you hate your own. That's who you are. Don't mask it over. Don't mask it over. Most High sees you for who you are. That's why we just read in the book of Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Who told you that you could do these things? The Most High said otherwise, right? Let's see, what time is it? Let me get one more precept going. It's lucky. Oh, matter of fact, before I do that, let's do something else. Let's go to the book of John chapter 5. Let's go to verse 46. I want to show some people something. Book of John chapter 40. Let's see, actually, let's go to verse 44. The book of John chapter 5, verse 44. How can ye believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only? Meaning, you got to turn to the Most High. This is Yahushua speaking, by the way. Verse 5. Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. Let's wait. What is this talking about? Let's see what Yahushua is talking about real quick. For had ye believed Moses, remember this is talking about the Old Testament now, right? The books that were the first 5 books, the Torah, right? For all you fake Israelites out there who like to say, well, you can't add to Torah, there's only the Torah. Little do you know the Bible refers to the Torah the whole time. Nothing changes, all right? For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. For those of y'all who like to think that Yahushua was not a real person, you like to think that the New Testament does not exist, right? You like to think that Yahushua was a white man. For those of y'all who want to believe that and say that, well, it doesn't even mention of Yahushua in the Old Testament. Really? Because it says right here that Moses wrote of Yahushua. He wrote of him. It just didn't use the word, it didn't use Jesus, right? There's references to Christ coming, okay? Verse 47. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe in my words? Meaning, again, this is again showing that the law is not done away with. Christ is referring to the laws that were given to us. He's referring to Moses. He's telling you, how can you believe not his writings? Meaning, you don't believe in the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't believe in the Old Testament. You don't believe in the Torah. You don't believe, you believe that the law is done away with. How shall ye believe my words? Christ didn't do away with the law. It's a lie. The Christian pastor lied to you. He lied to you. Okay? That's what they don't tell you. They don't read these precepts in the Bible. That's why you got these fake pastors and TD Jakes and all these weirdos out there. They be going up there, shaving their beard off. That's a sin. Brothers not supposed to do that. Shaving their head. That's a sin. Celebrating pagan holidays. That's a sin. Bringing pork to Sunday service. That's a sin. They be teaching unclean. Probably just got finished having sex with your wife. Sin on sin. You get my point? But they have the audacity to sit here and teach out of the Bible? Oh, of course they do. Of course they do. Because who taught them to be that way? Your oppressor. Crafty Counsel. Christianity, putting drugs within your communities, teaching you that it's okay to be a thug and a whoremonger. These celebrities that they constantly push out, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. I'm not even sure if Nicki Minaj is a sister. Apparently her father's a Elamite. Okay, so there you go, right? Let's see, who else? Sweetie, City Girls. Before all that, who was it? Lil Kim. Lil Kim was saying some wild stuff back in the day. Salaki, right? Who was the new one? Coi Leray. All these female rappers, right? And then you got, of course, the male rappers. The Baby, NBA Youngboy. I can't stand NBA Youngboy. Salaki. If you listen to him, personally. I don't like him. That's just me though. Okay. Then the Baby, NBA Youngboy, 21 Savage, right? These are the ones that they push in your face all the time. And what do they rap about? Everything that is against the Bible. Killing each other. I remember, what was it? It was a bar that 21 Savage said. He said, my gun, what did he say? I forgot the name of the song. He said, my chopper racist because it hates Negroes. Really, bro? You're glorifying killing your brothers. Okay. No sweat. But that's what they push out. And yet, if I sit here and I preach about unity between Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous people and the crimes that are being committed against us and how we need to turn back to the Most High, your TikTok gets canceled. Salagi, you can't tell me this place ain't wicked, man. You can't tell me this place ain't wicked. You can't. All right? With that being said, let's see, I'll end the class. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll give everybody just a moment. If not, we'll just get on with the prayers. Let's check something real quick. quick. Let's see. All right, let's see. I'm not seeing any questions. Da-da-da-da. All right. Well, since there's no questions, I just want to say the water to everybody that tuned in. Slakia for the slight little mishaps, had some, technical difficulties. The water to everybody that tuned in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. We got to continue to push this truth out. As you can see, the Confederate against the that was the whole topic of the class, and look what happened. You can't tell me that ain't Satan. All right. With that being said, Madium, just me up here.
La Yasharallah, which means to Israel. Madiam Apanya Akwadam, which means to stand and face the east. We get started with the Lord's Prayer. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Wavka, Taba'ah, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Latamanawa, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'ah, Kabayanawa, Manasaiwan, Abal, Hawashainawa, Ma'ayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwath, Waha'alam, Wadaparath, Lawalamian, Aman. Now this is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power and the glory forever. So be it. For the sake of time, let's go to Psalms 121. Slide Psalms 121. In the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Hahoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratzah, Oyatan, Lamawat, Regalka, All, Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Yah, Yanyamka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar, Rai, Yashamar, Atmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wamawa'afka, Ma'itah, Wa'ai, Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, All, Lamayah, Lakat, All, Takarash, All, Tashakwat, All, Kaya, Hana, Awayarika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Ayr, Amaka, Ya'amwa, Sawadah, Waita, Etazawa, Ayr, Tazapawanika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidum, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Awada, Kaya, Atazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawa, Wa, Yashima'alim, Awa'aba, Wahagoyim, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashath, Amishadia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawat, Imam, Hiawa, Zorawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamudyan, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Banakor, Koyashwan, Nashamarwa, Bayan, Dara, Hiawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kairab, Kaza'aba, Kazabat, Wakatazor, Manai, Ko, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Naawaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalaba, Talaha, Haryam, Kun, Daradama, Masa'irika, Wabasa, Wapathka, Dabahalam, Mala'a, Anyaham, Kuala One, Wayuk, Bakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayuk, Bahawa, Anyai, Wayuk, Kaparwa, Wayuk, Abadwa, Wayuk, Dayawa, Kayuk, Atha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labaka, Ayawan, Alcohol, Harataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. I'm going to say that one more time. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. A soul also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Ored, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Amuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempests, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Shalom, Israel.